Problems expats face in Thailand. Thailand is a fantastic place, but when you're going to make a permanent move to any country, it is best to do your homework first, so you can prepare for the challenges that may lay ahead. Hopefully you will find this video useful, and it will help you deal with any problems you may be having, or face in the future. 1. Learning the language. Language seems to be the big problem when foreigners move to Thailand. If you don't speak the language and you need to have your wife or girlfriend translate everything for you, life can start to become quite boring and lonely, as you are unable to converse with her friends and family. This makes building long-term relationships with family and friends hard. 2. Visas. Thailand is always reassessing the type and availability of visas and the conditions attached to them. Rules change, which creates uncertainty for retirees about their long-term future in the country. Reporting and proof of income requirements have increased in recent years, creating uncertainty and worry for many expats, who thought they had retired to Thailand forever. 3. Currency conversion and the strength of the Thai baht. Living off your pension or retirement income in Thailand is now not as easy as it once was, although exchange rates have recently increased. The buying power of those on a pension has decreased in the last 10 years, and in some countries like Australia pensions are fixed, and not index-linked if you live outside Australia. Prices of everything including fuel, food, alcohol and housing are now more expensive. Thailand is a growing developing country, but many expats and retirees think it is now too expensive, because they have not factored inflation in over the years, into their plans, before jumping on the plane to their dream retirement. Thailand will continue to get more expensive, but is still currently 50% cheaper than many Western countries. 4. What will you do all day? Many expats and retirees end up bored and lonely after moving to live in Thailand. This can be especially true in rural Thai villages. It is hard to make real friends like back home. People become lonely, but have no one to talk to about it, because they cannot speak the language, which makes them feel even more isolated. The pace of life in Thailand is much slower, especially in a rural village. If you cannot keep busy or find a hobby, many people end up drinking their life away out of boredom and to kill time. 5. Everyday differences with your own country. Many expats and retirees get frustrated with the differences in everyday life that they find in Thailand. The Thai school system, for one, does not encourage critical thinking or questioning, and many question the level of schooling their children are receiving. Tradesmen in Thailand also do things differently from in the West. Their work ethic, the tools they use, and their methods can be bewildering and frustrating for some. The lack of apparent road rules and standard of driving is also something that many expats and retirees have problems adjusting to. You need to accept that things are different in Thailand, otherwise you will eventually end up frustrated and angry, and this will affect your relationship with your partner, her family and the community you live in. 6. Always feeling like an outsider. Because you cannot get permanent residency or citizenship in Thailand, this can cause unease amongst many expats and retirees. Some Westerners forget that they are living in a foreign country and need to abide by the rules, culture and traditions of that country. It is not like back home, and you need to embrace everything about Thailand if you are going to have a happy retirement there. 7. Cultural differences. When you first move to Thailand, everything is new and exciting, and initially it can feel like you are on holiday, because of the sunny weather. However, when you realize you are not going home, you may start to look at everything differently. You may have to adjust and adapt your attitudes, if you're going to survive long-term in Thailand. There will be the inevitable cultural misunderstandings, which can lead to anger and resentment for all parties concerned. You can start to feel isolated, as no one seems to share your point of view, and you then start feeling like an outsider. Many find this leads to frustration in their daily lives, and they start to look at the country and the people in a negative light. 8. Conclusion. To be happy here, I think you first have to be happy in yourself and enjoy your own company. You have to be self-reliant, as there isn't the support network that most people are used to back home. If your relationship with your wife or girlfriend is not good and on shaky ground, everything else is going to feel much worse. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to help the channel grow.